Hey dolls, welcome to your Royal BFF, the People's Duchess. Happy Monday. I know, back to the grind. At least it's a lovely day outside. Y'all know how I feel about bringing nonsense onto my platform, but this needed to be addressed. And unfortunately, the elephant is bursting out of the room at this point, so we might as well just address it. So put a finger down if you know who Emma Thin, the Marchioness of Bath, is. No? Need a refresher? Okay, hold on.
Hello, I'm Emma, and welcome back to Longleat House. We're so excited to have the doors open again to welcome you in, and we're going to look now at one of my favourite rooms. This is the State Dining Room. This dining room was decorated for the 4th Marquess in the 1870s. The walls are covered in Spanish tool leather, which was very, very shiny, all in gold and silver. So I'm sure this room looked spectacular when they entertained their special guests, including royalty. At the centre of this room is the extraordinary Lansdowne piece, which depicts the Battle of Lansdowne in 1643. It's a truly, truly spectacular piece, and it weighs almost 50 kilos. It's always so hard to pick a favourite room at Longleat House. I love this one as we can step back in time and think of all the wonderful banquets they hosted in these beautiful spaces. I hope you're able to join us for a special tour of Longleat House very soon.
When I was watching that, I couldn't help but notice how Longleat has the tourism aspect of it. And it dawned on me while I was watching that video that they have transparency in the fact that they do events, and that directly ties into how popular Longleat itself is. We can measure directly their popularity and impact by seeing how busy Longleat is. They have to be the ones to bring the people there, so they're responsible for its success. Now, the royals, on the other hand, claim responsibility for Britain's tourism success, but I've seen the clips from today's Commonwealth Day charade, and brutal. The people that weren't on the street screaming at them, calling them parasites, and heckling them roundly were just going about their day. It did not seem as if there were crowds that were truly interested in what was going on across the street at that church. They were either there yelling or just trying to get through a busy Monday, busy Monday morning. And I loved to see that. But back to the Marchioness lady. I want to play that whole clip because it really does embody her as a person. I had only seen good things from her, but I was wary, even as I did the episode on the royal role models and Emma was included. At the end, I was just like, oh man, I hope she's not weird. I've covered her previously and nothing weird came up. I did a deep dive into her social media. I saw that she had a lot of mutual overlap with Meghan as far as their friend groups were concerned. And she does move in a lot of these really hip circles. So I was just kind of impressed with her. She seems like a well put together, very impressive woman. Very similarly to Meghan, she's also biracial. She also has an impressive body of work under her belt, same age group. She's also spoken candidly about the challenges she's faced marrying into aristocracy as an outsider. She also has a business. Well, Longleat is their business, right? But she herself has a separate chef's kitchen type situation type deal. She has Emma's kitchen shop and she runs that, and she runs the house Longleat. So she is a businesswoman. She is quite savvy from what I understand. And yeah, this was just really surprising, mostly because I consider myself a very thorough, detail-oriented researcher. This caught me by surprise. There was some data in there that I definitely missed. I can't believe I missed the shade that she was throwing to Meghan initially. I just somehow didn't see that. But I am glad that, we see it now, that it's all come to light as a result of this, I don't know, it looks like a Real Housewives of London situation going on. And I haven't seen the show, but I have seen the clips of them discussing Meghan. Some opossum looking Mar-a-Lago face lady brought up Meghan, saying that she claimed to be the first Black woman to marry into the British royal family. And for some inexplicable, completely unexplained reason, Emma took exception to that. She corrected the lady that said it, but then also took digs at Megan, making it seem like Megan was getting ahead of herself or just ignorant or something, which is crazy to me because, first of all, Megan is a member of the British royal family and you are not. You are a member of the aristocracy, which is completely separate from the royals. Aristocracy, you guys do not have a stake in the throne. There's a whole different constitution for you guys. And secondly, why do you think the women that you're discussing Meghan with disparagingly are not also discussing you disparagingly with others? It's always weird to me how people often think that they are the exception to the rule. There's no honor among thieves. There's two things that I do whenever I hear something like that. I always consider the source. Who are you to the person that you're discussing? And then I always consider why you're telling me. Like, what do you want me to do with this information? And that's what I mean by discernment. You have to be able to understand why someone is telling you something. So it's really disappointing to come across a beautiful woman like Emma Thin on some colonial nonsense. I'm not a fan of hers. I don't follow her career, but when I have had occasion to come across Emma's content, I've enjoyed it. She lives this very glamorous, very resourceful life. Why would you need to go on a reality television show and debase yourself and become a villain for the storyline? Like, why would you need to do that if you're already doing well? I think it was Shakespeare who said, hating hoes ain't happy and happy hoes ain't hating. Like, what are you doing? Emma could have been a really great resource to Meghan, given that she went through what Meghan went through, and in my opinion, much worse. Emma's in-laws were not fond of Emma, to put it lightly. Her husband's parents boycotted the wedding. His mother was excessively racist, saying that she would ruin 400 years of bloodline, and his dad was weird too. So I felt for her. Initially, I was like, oh, well, she's obviously faced some hardships and probably has developed good character as a result of that. But boy, was I wrong. Loud and wrong, as the kids say. She has made a couple of disparaging comments here and there, a couple of snarky comments here and there, re Meghan. So I was just really shocked. One, and primarily because discernment, I thought she'd have more of that. And two, she has a lot of overlap in her friend group. She's very close to Venus and Serena. She also has ties to Harry's side of the family via working with Kitty Spencer. So there's a lot going on there. And it just surprises me that she would have these negative opinions and these things to say about Meghan as if she, A, didn't go through worse. Her husband's side of the family were literally just outright racist to her face. At least Harry's side of the family did the whole song and dance pretending not to be. It's been pretty rough, to the point where they're even using the fact that she had her first son via surrogate against her. They're saying that somehow that disqualifies him from his inheritance. And it's really unfortunate because obviously surrogacy is a lovely thing for people who want children. So for them to be weaponizing that against her is just diabolical. But that's what she's been dealing with. That estate has been dog walking her left, right, and center for well over a decade. So I felt bad for her initially, but then I learned that she was a patron of one of William's trusts, and now I don't. She's not only a pick-me in general, but she's a pick-me for the clan, essentially. She's even following one of those unhinged Meghan parody accounts. It's really frying me because I was hoping that at some point there would be a sorority of Black aristocracy, the D9 toffs, if you will. But no. There's always an Uncle Ruckus in the group who is just determined to keep their place by Massa's side. It's more heartbreaking than anything else. I do not want to denigrate this woman, and I'm not going to. I'm actually going to do something I rarely do, which is show a hater some grace. I am going to show her some grace here. I'm hoping that perhaps she was just drunk or dealing with some kind of spiritual psychosis. I'm hoping that there is some reasonable explanation as to why she did say those things or why she feels that way. And I'm not saying she has to put all her business out there, but at the end of the day, it would be very helpful to clear up any confusion. I mean, we're not rabid fans. I am not a rabid fan. I'm a scientist at heart. If you present me with information that contradicts my earlier belief systems, I'd have no choice but to re-examine those beliefs. And if I'm wrong, well, then I'm wrong. And I have to adopt the new set of beliefs based on the evidence. So if Emma has a story about her and Megan going head up one day, then by all means, let us know. Because right now it's giving Uncle Tom's Marchioness.